Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is Arise News analyst Emmanuel Efeni. Great Malabite.
Good morning, Ruben.
Good morning.
Good morning, Rufai.
Morning, Mr. Efeni.
Good morning, Tundu.
Good morning.
Purple, pink, pretty all over the place.
Oh, it's called fuchsia.
Thank you. Yeah, this is fuchsia.
This is
Thank
fuchsia.
Fuchsia.
Efeni, yes. Please.
It's a shade of pink and purple, please.
What it is.
Ruben, you know, when it comes to color, I'm ahead of you. Now,
That's very colorful, I should
Let's
say.
start today's review with these day newspapers, Nigeria's newspaper of records. The lead story, let voters, not court, choose our leader, says Johnathan. 6, legislation to strengthen ballot. Yes, if there is one person who is in a good position to pontificate on the role of the court in our election, I think it has to be former President Goodluck Ebele Johnathan, because when he lost the election in 2015, the options of the court were there, all the way to the Supreme Court, but he did not take that option. He accepted defeat, unlike others who on several occasions had to approach the court after presidential election and even had the opportunity after winning to compensate a judge who delivered a minority judgment. I agree with him totally. If we look at the situation, anybody who has not participated in an election should not be declared a victor, as we saw some time ago when a certain Rotimi Amechi who did not participate in an election became governor, and we know what has followed ever since. And in the case of Bayelsa, where the people actually voted for the APC candidate, but because the running mate had issues with his certificate, and if we follow the prescription of former President Johnathan, such election we should have a rerun instead of just giving the election to the PDP candidate, because the people opted for APC and its candidate in that election. But again, that is where we have to amend the relevant laws so that all these can be factored in. Like you discussed earlier, we wonder why the legislature, the presidency, nobody seemed to be in a haste to amend the electoral law, the electoral act. And if we carry on like this, we don't want a situation where a few months to the next general election, we'll be talking about amendments, then politics and sentiments will be brought into the picture. So I totally agree with former President Goodluck Ebele Johnathan on his prescription, and that the courts should play less and less role in determining the outcome of our election. Of course, people cannot forget the issue of Imo State, where many still insist that the governor is a Supreme Court governor. But, well, he's the winner by law. And let's just move on to other stories. Perhaps you'll have time to make your own comment on that issue. The Nigerian Tribune newspaper, Autumn apologizes as army buries 12 soldiers killed by bandits in Benue. Yes, it happened in Benue State, and the governor was there at the burial of these fallen soldiers. And of course, it is unacceptable that soldiers who have been sent to keep the peace and enforce the peace are ambushed and killed in this manner. And we hope all hands will be on deck to fish out the perpetrators of this dastardly act. Again, it is not also good for soldiers to go on revenge mission, killing innocent people who don't know anything about the killing of these soldiers. But we sympathize with the families of these fallen soldiers. The Daily Trust newspaper, yes, you can see the photograph clearly of the burial. And the lead story there, as rainy season sets in, fertilizer scarcity, price hike scare farmers. Fepson promises 1.5 tons. Experts canvass for soil, crop-specific fertilizer. The Guardian newspaper, Nigeria's The Guardian newspaper. New Nigerian COVID strain jolts UK city after rise in cases. Yes, a new strain of the coronavirus currently killing twice as many people as other variants has been detected in Kent, a county in southeast England. UK-based newspaper Daily Record has announced. Of course, the rise in cases of these mutant strains this week could impact on lockdown, resulting in restrictions being pushed back in the UK. It is believed that this strain originated in Nigeria and is known as the B1525. It is so far found to have killed 4.3% of the people it has affected. Well, the name of Nigeria being mentioned there, but I don't know whether our scientists have discovered this strain here in Nigeria, but in the UK, it is killing people and it has been dubbed the Nigerian COVID. Now, the Nation newspaper reporting about the Southwest PDP Congress. Gunshots, pandemonium rocks Southwest PDP Congress. Fayose whisked away from venue, Makinde man, Arakwaja floors or Lafeso. Well, after all the pandemonium, that election took place because the Arakwaja, who is being backed by Sheyi Makinde, the governor of Oyo State, defeated Olafeso, being backed by former Ekiti governor Ayo Fayose. But other newspapers have reported also that the Southwest PDP, they have decided to close rank after that Congress. And the front page of this day, of course, the photograph of Sheyi Makinde and Ayodele Fayose titled, "No More War." Of course, that's what it should be. The delegates have decided, and all party members, if they are loyal, should now work with those they have elected. Now, the Punch newspaper, quickly. Cells overcrowded as judicial union workers. Jews on strike enters second week. Cut short. Inspector General of Police orders men to avoid unnecessary arrests. Prolonged strike could cause tension in correctional centers, according to the Nigerian Correctional Services. Ingige begs judiciary workers. Union says 2015 agreement not implemented. Well, they had a meeting with the Minister of Labor yesterday. They have rescheduled another meeting for Thursday. So the earlier they bring this to an end so that the courts can function, people who are waiting trial can be brought before the law so that they don't suffer unduly. Now, Daily Independent newspaper, federal government beefs up security at airports over terrorist threats. And the Daily Sun reporting that story, fan uncovers plot to attack Lagos, Abuja, 4 other airports. Says Aviation Ministry alerted it. No more picking of passengers by motorists at airport arrival terminals. Now, if we look at the foreign newspapers quickly, now the Guardian newspaper, the Guardian of UK, Cameroon faces inquiry into Green Seal lobbying scandal. Yeah, the Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, has already ordered investigation amid calls for greater ministerial transparency. Of course, Greenfield, the company, David Cameron joined in 2018 after he resigned as Prime Minister, and according to the Guardian, he is expected to make millions of pounds from his role in this company. It is understood that the inquiry also have the license to recommend changes to lobbying regulations, because the manner of the lobbying he did is what is being questioned. And in the Times of UK, Cameron is saying, "I welcome questions on Greenfield." So we'll wait to see the outcome of that inquiry. Now, the Queen, yes, the Queen, the Daily Mail newspaper, still mourning, the Queen still mourning, but it's been said, you will never walk alone, man. Yes, senior royals will be at the Queen's side for public events. Prince of Wales, Duchess of Cornwall, the Earl and Countess of Essex, and Princess Anne at different times will be taking turn to be with the Queen. She will never walk alone. I'm not aware that she's a Liverpool fan, but definitely she will not walk alone, according to this report. Now, then the Sun newspaper of the UK, yes, brothers' love for Grandpa Harry and Prince Harry and his brother, they are paying tributes to their grandfather. And of course, they remember all the nice things, how he jokes with them, and his great-grandchildren, their own children in this case, Reuben Rufai and Tundu.
Well, two things I would like to draw attention to, which may not have made the front pages. If you look at page 8 of this day, today, there's a story there saying editors seek federal government's intervention to halt media's collapse. And that's the major submission coming out of the conference, the standing committee meeting of the Nigerian Guild of Editors held in Enugu. And at the end of that meeting, the communique indicated that, look, the federal government of Nigeria has been talking about providing support for other sectors of the economy, aviation in particular, the entertainment sector also. But in terms of these interventions, they've not had either the CBN or the Bank of Industry providing or seeking to provide or announcing support for the media industry in Nigeria. And considering the strategic role that the media plays in this country, in terms of literacy, in terms of information, in terms of all the other things, that media organizations do, then of course I think that their concern, their demand, their prayer is legitimate, and it should be something that the Nigerian government should look into. In other countries, virtually every sector is provided for. The media in particular in Nigeria faces very serious challenge, and they are asking for rebate, on the importation of items by media houses, because that's one way in which you can keep the conversation going within the country. You can deepen democracy. You can promote public opinion, even if, of course, the relationship with the Nigerian media and the government is a bit adversarial, and there's a lot of suspicion inbuilt into that. But who was that American president? Jefferson. He said that he would rather have, a country with newspapers rather than, a country that has no newspapers. And that's an acknowledgement of the importance of the media. And we hope that, there will be policy initiatives to promote literacy in particular and the flow of information. And of course, Ramadan starts today, the 9th month in the Muslim lunar calendar, the holiest month for Muslims, and fasting, which is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. Many will engage in it, those who are healthy, for the next 29 or 30 days. And the symbolism of the Ramadan is something that is relevant, not just to Muslims who are going to fast, but to all of us, about sacrifice, about self-denial, about charity, about love. So we wish our Muslim brethren, the blessings of the month of Ramadan.
Yeah, and most importantly, self-denial at a time like this in our national life.